Yeah, I think we are good to get this started. New stream setup, new lease on life. Um, we have a couple of days until Modern Horizons 3 comes out. And there's a couple of cards I'm really excited about for blue red control in particular. Some burn cards as well. Lots of fun build arounds. I think it's going to mix up the format for the better. So I just wanted to kind of dip my toes into the water again, um, play play some Magic to kind of get myself reacclimated to the game. That way, when Modern Horizons 3 drops, I'm not just completely out of my element. I've been playing a bit in my free time, a little bit, um, here and there, trophying every now and then with stuff like prowess, some of the blue red tempo variants, but gotta shake off the rust completely, if y'all know what I mean. So that is what we are gonna do today. We are gonna shake off some of that rust with some Esper control, which I think is probably the best control variant out there right now. So we're gonna do that. This deck right here uh, basically just uses Solitude and Subtlety and occasionally Force of Negation to kind of buy you time until you can get to the One Ring, which is the best card advantage spell in the format based on my understanding. This just draws you an absurd amount of cards. You can reset it with your Teferi Time Ravelers. You can just play another One Ring if you're like, okay, I've drawn like 10 cards, I'm ready to stop losing life. Modern players that are already like enfranchised already know why this card is good, but this is basically my first time playing with the One Ring. I played like a little league before this. I went 4-1, but yeah, this makes Jace the Mind Sculptor look like a fugitive wizard. This card is absolutely incredible. And you got the 4 subtlety to help you with the creature matchups, specifically grief, grief scam, that sort of stuff, and solitude, which has always been a staple for the blue red control decks. The one thing that we're splashing black for, other than just prismatic ending and leyline binding being better, is the 3 pest control in the sideboard, which when this card got spoiled, I was really, really excited about it because it just seemed like an excellent board wipe, good reason to have black in your control decks other than Esper Charm. I know some people are kind of iffy about this card because it's like, oh no, all my cheap stuff in Modern, it's gone, but I think it's fine. I think it is a really, really cool new addition to this deck, which is probably going to be completely changed and or irrelevant once Modern Horizons 3 comes out. But for now, we are young and we will play some control. So let's hop on in there. Let's see if we can play without timing out, is the thing I'm most afraid of. Because unlike with blue red control, a lot of these games are kind of down to the wire. Because even if you're ahead, your opponents won't necessarily concede, especially if there is a time advantage that they have. All right, so let's move this over here. And we do get to play first, which is excellent. We'll reveal the companion, Kahira. See what our opening hands got going on. As long as we got some good interaction and like the promise of card advantage, it should be keepable going in blind. Hmm. 2 lands, counterspell, Days Undo. This is fine. This is honestly fine. Jingatha, so could be Domain Zoo, could be Prowess. I'm gonna keep this. Supreme Verdict is typically pretty good against Jingatha decks because a lot of them just run a lot of creatures. We know we're not getting scammed because Grief is double black, so no chance that they are running Grief. Let's start with Rafine's Tower, because we don't have a turn 1 play. And we can potentially fetch a blue source next turn for Counterspell. Looks like we're getting... Okay, it's Domain. That is perfectly fine. I'm not gonna really commit a whole lot to the board here. Mostly just trying to set up Supreme Verdict. There might be some instances, like if they play a Ragavan or something that like generates card advantage for them, that I might need to fire off the Counterspell or the Leyline Binding. But for now, I think we're okay. We can afford to go pretty low in this deck. Not too low, but pretty low. We do have to be aware of Tribal Flames, though, because that will deal 5 damage to us, and it will not be fun. Okay, I assume this is Kavu. Basically Kavu. I'm gonna let that resolve. Let's see, with Rafine's Tower, I could get the... I'm gonna get Meticulous Archive instead of the Triome, even though we have Leyline Binding out, because I want to make sure that we hit our 4th land for Supreme Verdict. There we go. Okay. Seems fine. I'm probably going to Leyline Binding one of these, most likely. Probably the Brawler. Just to like mitigate damage, right? And this way, if they got like Stubborn Denial, they will likely use it. They might Leyline Binding our Leyline Binding, but that's probably not what's gonna happen. Okay. Things are looking good so far. We're at 12, which means that 2 Tribal Flames and a Lightning Bolt will kill us. But we're going to get to Supreme Verdict next turn, which is pretty great, honestly. They might just like fire off a Tribal Flames. Nope, they're going with Kavu. That's fine. I don't think they have Stubborn Denial, otherwise they should have used it to protect their Brawler. We have a second Supreme Verdict. That is delicious. Okay, Supreme Verdict, very, very good against Domain. Now we're at a healthy 12 life. They might just throw out a Ragavan here. Nope. Just a Scion of Draco. That is a-okay by me. If we draw another land, we can Solitude it. Nope. Just gonna fire off another Supreme Verdict then. We are kind of just in the waiting for our 5th land room. No need to take 4 damage there when it's unnecessary. Let's see if it's monkey time. It's monkey time. Okay. Definitely don't want to get hit by Ragavan. If we take the 2 damage, it just takes 2, what's it called? Just takes 2 Tribal Flames to kill us. Okay, they're not doing anything. So, if we draw a land, we can put Kahira in our hand. Oh, or we just draw the One Ring. They're kind of representing Stubborn Denial, is the only problem. We could just run this out into a stub and hope for the best, but I don't think that's particularly wise. I'm just gonna hold up Counterspell. Ooh, we got a follower. Thank you so much, Pablo, for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. Playing some Esper Control. So far, things are looking all right. I would like Narset to go with this Days Undoing, but other than that, it's fine. Okay, they put Chingotha in hand. That is okay. If we draw a land, we can just blam the One Ring. There we go. And there's the One Ring. I'm just going to draw now. We might as well. We know we want to draw, so. And they can't Tribal Flames us. They can play Jingotha, but depending on what they do... Well, they might not be able to play him if they don't draw land. This is whenever it deals combat damage to a player, right? But we have protection. Yeah, that doesn't work the way you think it does, friend. And they can't Tribal Flames us. Oh, they're just Leyline Binding immediately. I see. Okay. I'm just gonna get another Meticulous Archive. See what's cooking. Definitely do not want another land. So we drew a card. Oh, they're hitting our Leyline Binding. That's interesting. Well, that makes sense, because, like, we've used all of our Supreme Verdicts, right? Manamo's interesting. But we got the Narset now. We got Narset. They could... If they draw Tribal Flames, I think we just lose. Is the only problem. We could untap the One Ring and draw a fresh 3. Let's go with Narset. She's gonna die anyway. Oh, there is the One Ring. Okay, I am just gonna Days Undoing and hope that they draw 2 bricks. I think that is the play. Okay, so we have another One Ring and we have a Subtlety. They need exactly Tribal Flames here to kill us. Okay, Lightning Bolt. That's fine. Because now we're going to die to our One Ring. Let's see. And this says... Let's see. Yeah, there's no way to get out of this, I think. We'll have to untap the One Ring. Draw again. Hope we draw a Solitude, which we did not. And this says opponent. Exile target non-land permanent opponent controls. So yeah, we are just very dead here. That is annoying, but good job, opponent. They played that very well. And we don't have a way to stifle the trigger, so we just die. Damn, okay, maybe Day's Undoing wasn't the play there. Maybe we should have just held up counter magic. Not sure. That might have been best. I was kind of hoping we would draw a Solitude there. Doesn't look like that happened. Okay, against Domain, I know we want Dress Down. And because that kills the Kavu. That kills the Kavu as well as gets rid of the abilities of everything else. We have Leyline Binding to get rid of the Leyline of the Guild Pact, I believe it's called. I don't think Stern Scolding is great. It counters Ragavan and the cat, but that is essentially it. I do like Prismatic Ending. Gets rid of most of their stuff. I think Day's Undoing, as we could see there, just isn't good enough. Force of Negation seems kind of medium. It is good at countering the Tribal Flames and the Leyline Binding, but other than that, not too sure. Our set doesn't really find our Solitudes. And they don't really draw a lot of cards. Trying to think if Chalice is worth it. My instinct says no, because they can just Leyline it. Pest Control doesn't seem good. I'm just going to keep the Narsets in, just as a card advantage engine. I don't know if that's correct, because I'm still more or less just learning this. But let's find out. Can't keep the Zero Lander. This seems good. This seems good. We got Counter Magic. We got Supreme Verdict. They're probably going to start with Leyline. Yep, that's fine. We're going to go Meticulous Archive. Definitely want the ring. I'm not as concerned with Draco when it's got like Hexproof, Lifelink, and all that stuff, because we can just Verdict it away. I will still counter one if one appears, just because it makes killing all the other creatures a bit more difficult. But I'm not too worried. Oh, thank you, Pablo, for the comment. You have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, let's see what they do here. Probably just plain Kavu? Yeah, I think countering that is fine. Keeps the heat off. Okay. I think this is just to put Kahira in our hand turn, considering we don't have instant speed interaction. If they want to play Draco here, they can. I'm much more afraid of Ragavan, to be honest, than I am of Draco. I guess if they play Draco, they can hold up Stubborn Denial, but instead they just put their companion in hand. This is fine. Just gonna get an island here. Nothing fancy. Slam the One Ring. I'm gonna immediately draw a card just in case they got Leyline Binding. And another One Ring. That is excellent news. If they spend this turn trying to commit a bunch of creatures to the board, we can just wipe them away with Verdict. Sitting very cozy behind our ring here. Happy they didn't have a particularly busted start. Okay, there goes the ring. And they are playing another Kavu. Okay. I think I'm just gonna test the waters here and try and exile the Kavu. They're oh wow, they didn't do anything there. Interesting. I guess I'll just play Kahira then. See what they do. Although I don't really want to play Kahira into Supreme Verdict, right? Let's just represent Counterspell. That I think we can do. We don't have Counterspell, but we can at least represent it. There is an argument for just slamming the ring there, but I feel like the ring is how we're going to win this game, and I don't want to run the risk of it being countered. I'd rather just have them commit more to the board. Gotha here, from the looks of it, yep. Okay, so would really like to draw a untapped land off the ring here. We don't take 5 here, which is cool. We'll draw a card. Really like a land so that we can potentially protect against a leyline binding, which would be cool. No land, but we have Teferi, which is neat. I will keep 2 Teferis, actually. We're at 6, so we can just play the Teferi game. We have protection, which is excellent. Okay, they're playing a cat. I think this is the turn where they just commit a bunch to the board. From the looks of it. Yeah, there's no point in attacking Witchengatha because you can just use it for mana. I don't have anything worth attacking anyway. Yeah. They're tempted. They're worried about Supreme Verdict, as they should be. Okay. I'm going to play Teferi here. Let's see if they counter. They don't. Okay, I'm going to plus Teferi. That way we can get an instant speed Supreme Verdict, which seems very juicy. They would need 3 tribal flames here to kill us, which not impossible, but pretty unlikely. If our opponent does do that, hats off to them. Fresh starts. Okay, one thing I think we want to do here, if our opponent doesn't really do anything this turn, it's all good. Opponent says, oof, I'm falling asleep, and then they conceded. That is fine. We will take those. They must have been pretty tired. I mean, we were kind of representing the Supreme Verdict, but it is what it is. I've definitely been in that state before where I'm just too tired to keep doing a thing. Peace out. I do appreciate our opponent wrapping it up instead of just making us play it out. Another Jingotha deck. We're on the play. I'm going to keep this. The Surveillance, such a nice upgrade for control decks. So nice. Just to be able to see what's cooking, what's going on the top of your deck. It's just very, very awesome. Okay, let's start with a Meticulous Archive. See if we can find an untapped land. I don't want a Leyline Binding. Really, really want an untapped land. Darksteel Citadel. Okay, so Affinity, more likely than not. Okay. Didn't draw another land. That is a bit scary. Especially when they play Urza Saga. But Urza Saga into nothing. It's less scary. We will have Counterspell mana up. And we drew our land. We are so talented and beautiful. Okay. I'm mostly excited for Blue-Red Control when Modern Horizons 3 comes out, but I don't currently think it's super worth playing. I've messed around with some of the Flame of Anor builds, and they mostly just feel like iterations on the tempo deck rather than like hard control decks, which is more or less what I'm looking for. And I feel like there is one card in particular that is coming out with the new set that oh boy, that will definitely help with the hard control blue-red decks. For those of you that know, feel like you already know what I'm talking about. Okay, this is probably them getting Pithing Needle. Which is upsetting, but it's not the end of the world. We can still Supreme Verdict away these tokens. They gotta have a Pithing Needle in their main deck when the One Ring's running around. No, they have Welding Jar. Okay, that is a thing. That is happening. They do not have a needle, even though everybody and their mama's running the One Ring. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We will take that. I think I just play another ring, really. Just have them commit even more. I have to be very careful which one I click here. I'm going to keep the one without the burden counters on it. We got this here tasty Supreme Verdict, but I think we can wait to fire it off. Moonsnare Prototype, that's fine. We want you to play more shit, opponent. Okay, let's scry with Meticulous Archive. Manamo seems pretty good. I will keep Manamo. Draw. Lose a life. Probably playing Manamo here. Gonna draw. Because why not? Like, honestly. Untap the ring. Draw again. Just sculpting the absolute perfect hand here. Gonna keep this one. Man, what an upgrade for this deck. I mean, obviously Bowmasters is slightly a concern, right? But there are just some decks that don't run Bowmasters. let's go get rid of the lands, because I feel like those aren't going to be too big of an issue. And the Stern Scolding. Oh, we gotta get rid of one more. I'm not getting rid of the Days Undoing, because that's going to be really funny with Narset. I will get rid of a counter spell. Okay, many construct tokens, but they do not have a way to Thought Seize this Supreme Verdict. Thought Cast? Sure. We got all kinds of time here in blue-white control land. There's Sanitarium. Let's go with... Let's go with Verdict. They regenerate, which is perfectly fine. We could put Kahira in our hand so that we could potentially Solitude, but I'm going to draw first. We got 2 Narsets. Surely we can find... Okay. There is the second Supreme Verdict. And we have to discard 2 cards. I'm going to discard a land and a force. Because I feel like the Force of Negation is not going to come up this game. Okay, there's Sojourner's Companion. Sure. There's Jingatha. Sure. Okay, they're attacking Narset. I'm going to get rid of this token and then set up Days Undoing. Fine them doing all this stuff because we're just wiping everything away anyway. Okay. Let's think. Let's see, we got 4 mana that we can work with total. Let's downtick Narset. Take Supreme Verdict. And then cast Days Undoing. And that should seal things up, because then we get a fresh 5, and they go to 1. No need to tap the ring. And that's game. Man. Yeah, it really just goes to show if you draw infinite cards, there's basically nothing you can't do, right? Okay, definitely want Dress Down here, as well as Pest Control. Pest Control seems made for this matchup. Definitely still keeping in the Supreme Verdicts. It seems like the way to go. And Prismatic seems good at killing their Springleaf drums and such. I think I am taking out the Narset Days Undoing combo, because as sweet as it was there, it's likely going to be a lot harder to do when we're on the draw as opposed to the play. And this just seems good. This just seems really good. Should be able to deal with most things when the deck is set up this way. I'll keep in one Stern Scolding. While it is good at countering Memnites, Ornithopters, Thought Monitor, it doesn't really do much against some of their bigger creatures, or the things that we care a little bit more about, like the artifact that just makes a ton of constructs. I'm going to keep this. We have a Dress Down, and we have a Solitude. They're going to 6. Don't have any black sources for... Ooh. This might be a... Oh, okay. We might need to Solitude the Ornithopter. Let's see what is... Or we could set up for a really disgusting pest control. Not... Pest control is going to be good no matter what. It's going to be good no matter what. I'm getting rid of the Ornithopter while I still have the chance. That should slow them down. Because what we're likely going to do next turn is we're likely going to lure in Revealed, get our black-blue Surveil Land, and then set up for pest control. Undercity Sewers, that's what it's called. Definitely don't want Stern Scolding. Okay, and there's Urza's Saga. There's Synthesizer. That one is very scary. Let's see if they have a high artifact spell to immediately play off it. No. But they do have Thoughtcast. Okay, I'm getting rid of Synthesizer while I still can. This lowers their artifact count and gets rid of easily the best card in their deck. We could just let them rock for a bit and then Dress Down, but I'm not taking any chances. This is easily the best late line binding target. Okay. They hit us with a 2/2. They'll make a construct next turn. But we're kind of sitting pretty here. We can either do Dress Down stuff next turn, or we can do Pest Control. I'm leaning more towards Dress Down, because we can do that at instant speed. Yeah, they're going to have to do stuff here. They make that construct. And now, going to fetch out an island. And I'm going to tap my mana like this, just in case they have a counter spell. Mystical Dispute. Nope. Sorry, buddy. We're the control deck, not you. Okay. And Pest Control should clean up next turn. Because they don't... From the looks of it, they don't have a green source. So we should be able to kill Haywire Mite, Springleaf Drum, and Ornithopter here. Which is juicy. Yeah, just casting this. They gain some life. It's fine. We still need to draw literally any of our win conditions. The One Ring, Solitude, Subtlety, any of those. Because, yep. They could just play another synthesizer. That's rough. Still, I think we've played optimally so far. Okay, they beat us with Frogmite. We're going to pending the Simulacrum. Unless we draw Teferi. Nope. Okay. White, blue, black. If they attack with Frogmite here, I am going to trade. Just because I really do want to keep the board as clean as possible. Keep their artifact count low. Nettle Cyst. That is exactly why. Okay. Gaia Reach. We're probably going to need to pop this now. That does help them a little bit, but it did draw us Solitude, which... Okay, there's Frogmite. As long as they don't have Thoughtcast, Thoughtcast Dude, we're fine. Let's see. Definitely don't want that. We're just doing this now. That because they've already shown us Mystical Dispute, and I don't want to get got by that. Okay, that's a 7/7. That is bad news for us. Doesn't have trample though, right? Balls. Yep, probably gonna need to chump block here with the Solitude. It stinks about Gaia Reach letting them do it too. I know that's the whole reason to run it, but it has been extremely inconvenient for us this game. Haste and Ward. That's fine. We can easily pay for the Ward. Thought Monitor I'm a little afraid of. We need the One Ring. Teferi works. Let's do it like this. Bounce that. Pay the 1. Gonna hold this for what's it called? For Gaia Reach. Do this now before they draw cards. That way they have to discard whatever the card in their hand was, which was Moonsnare Prototype. That is not that big of a deal, honestly. But they drew a land and Sojourner's Companion. They're giving the Companion haste, and now we have to chump block. That is rough. Okay, so we need Verdict here. Need Verdict, because... And asking you will receive. We're just going to uptick Tef now, so that we can blitz it in. And instant speed Supreme Verdict is really funny. And our opponent just concedes the game. No Wondering Insight for a while. They probably could have won that, but it is a bit discouraging having that happen, so it's not like I don't get it. So far, this this Esper control deck does feel really solid so far. Feels like it has answers to just about everything in the format, which is exactly where you want to be when you're playing a control deck. Um, doesn't feel particularly weak, um, unlike some of the blue-red decks I've been playing lately. This seems fine. We got 2 fetch lands. Okay, so it's domain. If I was playing Prowess, I would be terrified right now, but thankfully, that's not the world we live in. Okay, 2 Leyline Bindings. Probably want to get the blue-white land and then the Timberland. Although if I get, we'll see what they do. Crashing Footfalls. Okay, that changes everything, honestly. Okay, let's get Meticulous Archive. Try and find a counterspell. Subtlety is not going to be good in this matchup because other than what's its face? Okay, that is the card. That is the card we're looking for. Hmm. Yep, that's fine. That is fine. Can get the Triumph simply so that our ley lines are better. Because what we can do here is we can pending one of the rhinos. And leyline binding the other. And then this incentivizes them to commit more to the board. Because now they can't just sit behind Force of Negation the entire time, right? Which, granted, they might not have Force of Negation. But I feel like they do. And it's like, it's a 2-2, oh no. And they don't do anything here. Which is fine by me. This comes off suspend in 2 turns. So we still got time. Still got time. I'm tempted just to pass, really. Could put Kahira in my hand. Yeah, this feels like a good put Kahira in our hand turn. They're not doing anything, is the thing. They're just like afraid of Supreme Verdict and don't want to commit into it. Like, we'll take our beats here, they'll continue to do nothing. Lauren reveal, sure. That gives us the opportunity to potentially resolve the One Ring. Or honestly, we could just play our own Lauren revealed. Have them counter that. Uh, yeah, I will take another Supreme Verdict deal. That is toasty. Yeah, I feel like actually, hmm, kind of a like make them have it type scenario, right? They drew 3, but this way they got discard. Yeah, and then we can just Supreme Verdict next turn. This is fine. Scion of Draco, that is okay. That just gives us more stuff to kill. I do kind of want to get rid of this ley line of the guild pack, though. Still has hexproof and trample, though, because of Draco. That makes sense. Oh, are they gonna... They're gonna ley line our ley line. That's funny. Okay, now they just straight up lose to Supreme Verdict, which is really funny. Um, yeah, I think this might be it. I mean, we could still lose from here. We could like brick on Lauren revealed, or they could counter it, something along those lines. But that was a really clean sweep, honestly. We're still at a healthy 11 life. We got Kahira in our hand. There's another Draco. That's fine. Because I can honestly just take the hit here and draw 5. Oh, definitely. I would have not played that land out. It's so much more valuable if I think it's a counter spell. Like, that is so much more useful if I'm afraid to counter magic. Okay. Can play the Flooded Strand. Hope they commit more into another verdict. I could die to 2 Fire and Ice. They have shown Fire and Ice, but we do have Force of Negation, so they want to commit to that line. That is whatever. That is like a big whatever. We do need to find like a One Ring or something to actually like close the game out, though. Thankfully, all of our fetch lands surveil one. Is really silly. I'm gonna keep that. Gonna play Gaia Reach. And gonna do it like this. Verdict that. Supreme Verdict's so good against Scion of Draco. I am amazed he doesn't give white creatures indestructible. Guess that would have been a bit too broken. Okay, what are they doing here? Okay, they're icing that down. I'm just going to counter this so that they can't draw another card. That's stupid. Yeah, that's pretty dumb. Let's see what they would have drawn. Get rid of Kahira. They would have drawn a Plains. Okay, that's rough. What are they paying 5 mana for? Lauren revealed? I will counter that. No, thank you. Okay, we are like 1 Teferi or 1 ring away from just winning this game. Or even a Solitude, really, because between Pending and Leyline Binding, we should be able to take care of another Draco. Okay, there's Narset, which is great. We got Pendings to take care of Rhinos. Draco is an issue. So we're going to need to... Oh no, we can't actually get that, right? No, we can't. We can't. We can Pending for 4. We just have to get creative. Okay. Target that. Go black. And then red. Get rid of that. Leyline Binding. Actually, let's fetch first. We'll go to 5. Gan Island. Leyline Binding the Draco. Now that doesn't have hexproof anymore. Plain Narset, and then next turn we lock them out. With Gaia Reach. And their stuff doesn't have hexproof anymore. We can Pending a single Rhino. So I believe with Narset we should be looking for, yep, there's Supreme Verdict. Because now we just Supreme Verdict whatever creature they play. And then we just lock them out with Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Man, this deck is cruel. Okay. We're gonna play some dudes, right? Play some Rhinos. Opponent, you're not gonna get there with the 2. You're not gonna get there with the 2/2 Shardless Agent. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a downer, but this isn't how that works. That's... Man, they willingly chose not to play the Rhinos because they didn't want to commit it to Supreme Verdict. And now they are locked out of the game. Let's see if my opponent will be cool and concede. Nope. And it's garbage time. Everyone's favorite time. Okay, no. Cool. They did concede. This is good. This is good. There was no way they could have got out of that because we just keep doing that on their upkeep. Cool. Good, good, good. Okay, we definitely want Force. And Chalice on 0 seems great. Things we don't want. This Stern Scolding. Good for Yawgmoth. Not good here. Binding was good. Pending was good. Solitude good. Verdict credible. Pest Control seems good just for killing rhinos, and we can always cycle it later. I kind of like it more than Pending, but Pending, as we saw during that match, is still useful for getting rid of, what's it called? For getting rid of the rhinos and the Leyline of the Guild Pact. I am going to take out the Narset Days Undoing package. Which, actually, no. Narset's still good. Narset's still really good. What isn't good? Subtlety's pretty good at stopping Draco. Do I want to bring in Pest Control just for the rhinos? I think I do. I think I do. And I just take out the Pendings, because other than the rhinos and the Leyline, there's not really good targets for it. So we mostly just depend on Leyline binding to take out the Leyline of the Guild Pact. It's a Leyline battle. Of note, Pest Control does hit our own Chalice. Which can be a bit awkward, but we just have too much good shit to bring in. And we can always cycle these if they're not good. I think I am going to take out... Oh, Subtlety. I need Subtlety to kill the Draco if they decide to play it early. One Narset seems okay to take out. Okay. Yeah, this seems excellent. It's got basically everything we could want. They don't even play a Leyline on turn 1. Feeling funky fresh. Okay, definitely surveilling any lands we find to the bottom. This comes down in 3 turns? Okay. So either our Pest Control is going to be very good, or our Teferi is going to be very good. Gonna get the Undercity Sewers here. Gonna keep Supreme Verdict, too. Can never have enough board wipes. And that cleanly gets rid of Scion. If they go Ardent Plea here, I think I'll counter it. Just to kind of keep the pressure off a little bit. There's a part of me that just wants to slam Teferi next turn. They get hedge maze. Interesting. So their land must be hedge maze, untapped land, cascader. Otherwise, I just don't care. Or maybe they just play Draco here. Because I do have the mana for it. No, they're not doing that. Sure, sure, that's fine. Ice that so that I can't play Teferi. Yeah, okay. I'll just keep holding up Counterspell. This seems way worse for them without Violent Outburst, which is good. That card was miserable to play against. Um, but still, this is sad, honestly. Deck just like I'd be afraid of fetching here, like a couple of months ago, because they could just Violent Outburst on the end step. Now it just doesn't really matter. Go Meticulous Archive. Get rid of that. I think keeping our draws clean is a bit more important than getting all of our colors here. In this, I don't even think that we waste a counter spell here. I really don't. I think we play Teferi. Like this. They're thinking about if they want to spend counter magic on this, right? Okay, so they got Force plus Mystical Dispute, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, we just counter that. They force, and then like they hit us for 8, but then we Supreme Verdict them. Like deal, no big deal. And if they let this resolve, then we just kill one of the rhinos, draw a card, and then they have to send this at Teferi. Otherwise, they can't interact at all. So like this is okay. Like we get 2 cards out of their hand, and like we're still pocketing our best ones. It does suck we don't have another black source, so we can't like double pest control, but that's okay. I don't think we've played a land. No, we have played a land this turn. Okay. I have to update my record because I haven't done that yet. It has been a long time since I've been doing the streaming thing. Current record is 2-0. Okay. Let's see if they want to do more stuff. I can't imagine why they'd want to commit more into another board wipe, but well, that'll do. 2 Supreme Verdicts is way more than I could ever ask for. And now next turn we can lead with a pest control if they play more rhinos. They're probably just going to play Scion here, though, right? Nope. Okay. I'm gonna pest control. Get these out of my hand. Like, I'm not super worried about a 2/2. If they ever play another creature, we can just subtlety. Which I feel like they're in Draco mode now because their crashing footfalls just won't work anymore. Having cycling on a board wipe is absolutely ridiculous. I kind of want to try this out against Amulet Titan. Just blow up all their amulets. Okay. This is where I think I run out subtlety just to chump block Shardless. Oh no, it gets exalted. Hmm. I guess I'll Sanitarium. Like, that makes their draws better. Is there anything I want to get rid of, though? No, but I could draw something better. I guess I can ditch a Subtlety. Subtlety's probably the worst card in my hand. Leyline Binding's good. That can get rid of Draco. Yeah, get rid of Subtlety. And they get rid of a Draco. That's nuts. Okay. First, same as the first. We just keep hitting them with these. They have one more crashing footfalls in their deck. One more. And they got rid of a Draco, too. Surely this will be the turn where they play both of the Dracos that are in their hand. Oh, no, they just don't have crashing footfalls anymore. I guess that's a sign we should cycle this pest control then. Unless they have endurance to, like, shuffle it back in. Yeah, that's fine. It's annoying, but it's fine. Was not expecting Teferi out of them. Let's go Narset because I feel like they're going to counter this. They're going to counter this, and then we Leyline Binding the Tef, or not. Oh my gosh, opponent. Oh, that is an uh-oh stinky. your part. I would have at least minused him to draw a card. That, man, maybe they were just afraid of Days Undoing, but they could have just done it in response, right? Like, there's so many better ways to do that. Okay. Probably could have tapped this better, honestly. Yeah, I definitely could have. Okay. Where you put in that subtlety, mister? They put it at the bottom. That's fine. Get rid of Draco. Keep Rafine's Tower in my hand just as a cycler. Because we can Leyline Binding for one anyway. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna Binding. Then, instead of cycling this, I'm just going to Gaia Reach. Because they don't have any cards in their hand. So this is fine. Discard Watery Grave. They have to discard a Teferi. Wow, that would have been bad. Now I can put Kahira in my hand. And soon this will have Lifelink and Vigilance. So it's going to be hard for us to lose here. Because all their Cascaders don't do anything now. Because all their Crashing Footfalls are gone. And even if they play a Scion, we can attack through it. Okay. They got Leyline Binding, one of our Leyline Bindings, right? Yeah, definitely the one with Teferi. And they bounce. Sweetie, no. You don't. You're on autopilot. You don't have any left, right? Unless they have Inevitable Betrayal. No. Just. All four of them are in your graveyard, friend. You could have got the Scion back. Like, granted, they would have to. Yeah. Just don't agree with that, even remotely. It's not infinite crashing footfalls, man. Like, that's fine. We all make mistakes. I will probably make a mistake before the league's over, to be honest. Okay, gonna hold Rafine's Tower. If they don't play anything notable, I will simply cycle. But we got 7 power. They're dead in 2 turns. Feeling really good about this, honestly. Like, it's cool you can, like, pick up the Ardent Plea with Teferi. That seems really cool. That seems like a good addition that white brings. But, it's not Violent Outburst. Icing that? Sure. I don't really care. I still get to hit you for 3, like that changes the clock, but we're like still in garbage time, right? Hmm. Like our opponent's being really scrappy here, which is cool, like super cool. Okay, good. But we just got too much going on. Okay, that is 3-0. We might end up getting the 5-0. It is entirely possible that that happens, which would be cool. Return back to Magic after not playing for 2 years. Immediately get a 5-0. That would be really funny. I'm gonna get a quick water break though, everybody. I'll be right back. right, we are back for round 4. Gonna turn off the music. And I think it's happening. I think we're gonna 5-0. This could be a horrible matchup, but all these hands seem so keepable because of these surveil lands. Like, I've yet to mulligan a hand. Even like 2 landers. Insanely keepable now. Bottom that. Because we need 3 lands. I'm really liking how the Esper deck is playing. Feels slick. I was talking about this with my roommate James just now during the water break. But I think for a blue-red control deck to be like as good as this, you have to cast invert polarity just as many times as possible in a game and just like not have threats. Like, don't be a tempo deck, because you're not going to be a better tempo deck than prowess, right? I'm gonna go another meticulous archive. Gonna ditch Supreme Verdict because we already have one. We really need to hit another land really bad. Because Living In doesn't seem like an impossible matchup for this, but Grief, well, that works. Grief will definitely make it more difficult. Okay, there's Waker. And they're gonna go Grief and then attempt to cast it, right? Or not. Okay. They're clearly representing force, but there is always a chance they don't have it, and they just don't have the Living Ender either, which seems like super unlikely, but maybe. Because this just wins the game against them. You gotta make them have it, right? Like, they can't beat Tef. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, this blue-white deck is full of just, like, Haymaker cards that just shut down certain decks. Like, imagine how disgusting it would be to steal this, or even just to counter it, right? You got Force? There it is. Okay. I have a Force as well, but I don't have another land. There's Grief. Fuck. Yeah. So their last card is literally Living End. What a comedy of errors. 'Cause now they take the One Ring, right? And then they live in end. Man, they just ran so hot. Or they just don't have it. Oh, here we go. At least we don't get griefed. Let's see. Definitely want to get rid of one of these Wakers. They get some food. We can, like, chump block. We need to go, like, land Supreme Verdict. Okay, Undercity Sewers. We could go land the One Ring. But, yikes. Okay. Actually, maybe we're just dead on board. Let's see. 14. 14 right there. Yeah, I think we're just dead on board. Because, let's see. 10. We're effectively at 20. Yeah, we're dead. We're so dead. I didn't even count. Oh, grief. You are the worst. Everyone hates you, myself included. Okay. No graveyard hate in this deck. They clearly were not building for living end. I could, like... Man, I don't even know. I don't even know what you do in this matchup, really. Just hope you draw Chalice. Because you don't run nearly as many counter spells as the blue-red deck. That matchup was already hard. Um, I think Dress Down over Leyline Binding. Because at least this cantrips. And, like, you don't really want to be Leyline Binding. And, like, those to counter grief, I guess. Man. Yeah, this seems rough. Alrighty. Got the Chalice on 0 down. We have Counterspell. Got some Narsets too. This matchup's actually really tricky because, like, eventually they'll just start hard casting stuff, which is, of course, an issue. Hey, Hannah. So maybe we do want the leyline bindings in just to like counter their creatures. That could be a possibility. Our set here seems awesome. Just turning off their cyclers. Easy. Definitely want the verdict. Because eventually they're just going to start casting big chunky dudes. And that's not going to be good. Okay, Foundation Breaker kills Chalice. That's fine, because they can't living in this turn. They can't cycle either. Okay, we're going to Island Cycle here. Gonna get Undercity Sewers. Gonna Surveil. Graveyard that. Try and hit the One Ring. There we go. Okay, so no cycling for them. Hey, I'm streaming. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Hannah just wanted to talk to me for a little bit. Man, the opponent is just locked out of the game with the Snar set. Okay. They probably have a force here. But we got forces too. So okay, they're cycling here. Digging for the force. Yep. Kind of a boring game currently. Not gonna lie. It is sad our opponent's missing their land drops, but not sad enough for me to care. Gonna put Kahira in my hand. One second, everybody. Okay, sorry. Okay. Kahira is in our hand. Man, they're just not having any luck with their lands. I'm just gonna play Kahira and start beating them down so that we can get out of garbage time. I will take my third force of negation. Keep them coming. Right. Fine. God, that's annoying. I just want you to die, opponent. Are you really gonna, like... Okay. Ideally, we can be done after this resolves. That would be really nice. It is totally cool if you have a force of negation. Opponent, please. I have resolved the One Ring. Pretty sure it's over. Our set's out. Like, okay, we are still doing this. We are still doing this. Sorry, I'm not saying much people. I can't believe the opponent hasn't conceded yet. It's actually nuts to me. This is like every possible card I could want in my hand. Okay, let's start with Teferi. Thank you. Thank you, opponent. Please, it when we get to game 3, you'll be able to like grief me on turn 1. It's gonna be awesome. But for now, I need you to concede. Oh man, it's fine. 5-0 Dream, I'm pretty sure is dead. I don't know how we beat Living End when we're on the draw. I have no idea how that happens. Chalice on 0 is a good start though. Pretty sure these just get replaced with Vexing Bauble when the time comes. That was really rough. Okay. There's no way they don't have interaction for Chalice. Like, at least we have a counter spell, but not feeling super good about this one. Especially with no graveyard hate in the 75. Not even a rest in peace. Get rid of that plains. Yikes. Okay. Not a land. Wow. That is really bad for us, honestly. Honestly, not good. Okay. They force here. This is scary because that means we have to use Counterspell. And then they can go Brazen Borrower, but then they're really short on cards. Okay, Waker? Sure. Waker is fine. I guess we do have one piece of graveyard hate, right? We have Days Undoing. Okay, they cycled a lot here. Pretty sure they found like Brazen Borrower or something. Because if they did, that's it for us. We need like Teferi. Okay, 4 is cycling to get a fella. Temple Garden, shocking that in, killing our thing, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's rough. We need either another one of those or one of our 2 Teferis. Nothing else is gonna do because counterspell they just grief it. Okay, they don't have grief yet. I don't think. That's so rough for us. Another land. Okay, we need them not to have force here. There is a chance we can draw into Supreme Verdict. There is a chance. It is not a good chance, especially considering they just resolved Architects of Will against us. But doesn't really feel like this deck was constructed with Living End in mind, right? They might not know we have a One Ring is the thing. Days Undoing. There it is. There's our graveyard hate. Um, wow. Okay. Dress Down is not going to do shit. Yeah, we really need We really need Supreme Verdict here. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Man, is there anything the One Ring can't do? Ah, stinks we don't have a way to buy it back, though. Because now they're just going to do this again. Um, which is, not good, obviously. But they're going to run out of living ends eventually. Okay, so we take 2, go to 15. Play another One Ring. Okay. There's a chance they have Force of Negation here, but we can just counterspell that. We definitely want to keep that one. Okay, and we're going to discard Watery Grave here, because there is nothing we need the black mana for. Because I took out all the pendings. Okay, we're going to do this. There's Narset. We need Supreme Verdict, though. That's the thing. Definitely need that card. If we can draw Supreme Verdict, I think we win. Okay, with Dress Down out, none of my dudes do anything, which is very important to note. I guess we can play Tef and bounce the One Ring again, or we just draw Supreme Verdict. Cool. They have to force here. So we just do this and then proceed to discard Stern Scolding and the land. They gain life. That doesn't matter. Okay. Discard that. Discard Stern Scolding. Cast Supreme Verdict. Life finds a way. That is incredible. We got our first spam botter. Hilarious. Well, looking really good so far. Got the 4-0. Let's see if we can get there. All right. I think we're getting there. Feeling really good about this. I'll be right back, everybody. Just gotta go take a bathroom break. Okay. 5-0 incoming. We are on the draw, which is not good, but this hand, like all of our hands, honestly, is really good. So let's keep. See what happens. Okay, they fetch out a watery grave, probably gain Thoughtseize turn 1. Nope, just preordain. That's fine. Makes me wonder, could it be Death Shadow? Typically, Watery Grave Preordain implies some sort of Death Shadow build. I think we'll get Meticulous Archive here. Actually, no need to get Meticulous Archive. We can just... If they got Field of Ruin, they're probably Mill. Which makes Tasha's Hideous Laughter really bad against us. Okay. Yep, they are Mill. Let's exile this Archive Trap. Do you have 2 Archive Traps? You do. That's really bad. That is not good for us. Okay, did they mill our Days Undoing? They did not. Okay, if we resolve Days Undoing, we basically win against them. That is a given. I'm just gonna counter their Preordain here. Because they're clearly looking for another land. Yeah. No. You're not getting another land. You Archive trapped me. You are good on that one, Chief. Okay, let's see if we can get Days Undoing. There it is. Opponent says it's cute that you think that was a winning line. You should see my hand, opponent. You don't draw a card off that, opponent. I'm not gonna type lol on that. What a salt lord. It's so funny. People are so funny. I the opponent was stuck on 2 lands, obviously, right? And they cast a blue spell preordained to like scry 2 and draw a card so that they could look for one. I counter it. They proceed to not hit their land drop, and then I win the game. And the opponent's like, "It's cute. You think that was a winning line?" And I'm like, "Did did I not just win by doing that?" Like, like I don't understand what you mean by that. I guess that's what they think. We definitely don't want Supreme Verdict. We'll take the pest controls because those kill all the crabs. Um, no, they're playing mill. They're playing like worse burn, essentially. Um, I'm sure my opponent is a lovely human being, but it's just really funny to have people be like, "I can't believe you thought that would have won you the game," and then it does. I'm gonna keep this because we got pest control, so we should just be able to kill a bunch of crabs. Gotta watch out for extirpate. Um, I'm gonna fetch now. Get Undercity Sewers. Keep that on top. Because they're just gonna mill it anyway, right? So I'd rather just have the tap land. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, did they mill Days Undoing? They did not. Okay, play a crab. That's fine. Fetch. Play another crab, hopefully. Okay, there's the One Ring. They're gonna extirpate the One Ring, most likely. But I hope they just play another crab. Like, that'd be really funny. Nope, they draw 3. Okay, that's fine. We'll play Narset next turn. Hopefully find our Days Undoing and then just win. I will Subtlety a crab here. Tasha's isn't really good against us. We have a lot of 5 drops and 4 drops. Okay. Preordain, sure. I'd prefer if they just like play a thing here, but they're probably just gonna hold up Drown in the Lock, right? I think we can bait the Drown in the Lock. Nope, no. It's just fractured sanity. I mean, they could still have Drown in the Lock, but you never know. They still didn't mill Days Undoing, which is really funny. Soul Guide Lantern's an issue, though. Okay, they get rid of that. Sure. Oh, we just drew Days Undoing. That's so funny. Okay. Um, okay, we don't have 20 or less cards, so Shelldock Isle's not online. Okay, so we're gonna go to 21 here. They're gonna draw a shit ton of cards. Uh-huh. Okay. Do I want to cast Leyline of Sanctity here? I kind of do. Yeah, I kind of do. I might not have enough white sources, though. Nope, I do. They probably have a counter spell here. Like, there's no way they don't. They've drawn like 70 million cards. Oh wow, they just. Is it Tasha's? Oh no, it's Jace. Okay. That's that's totally fine. Um they can't Jace me. They can like Jace themselves. They can't mill my Days Undoing because it's in my hand. Okay, that's each opponent, so I don't care. probably should have island cycled in response to that. It's fine. I still have this. They're thinking about it. This is a risky line, but I think it's the correct thing to do. Because now they can't dig for more cards. And we don't really want to dig either. Okay, they Tasha's us again, and then we just die. Yep. That's fine. Because Tasha's is the 1 mill spell that actually gets around Leyline. That's a bummer. That is a bummer, but it's perfectly fine. I think we played that all right. Because Days Undoing really wouldn't have done much anyway, because they probably would have just drawn another Tasha's. I'm actually going to keep the Leyline bindings in. Did I have time to do that? I did. Good. I'm going to keep those in because they're a higher CMC for Tasha's. And we effectively have enough ways to deal with crabs anyway. Gonna keep this. Gonna play Rafine's Tower. Probably pest control a crab. Yep. Actually, I'm gonna hold up Counterspell because they like. There's no way they don't have Archive Trap, right? Yeah, they're thinking about it. No. Do you have 2 Archive Traps? No. Okay, cool. And man, pest control is going to be really good here. They might extirpate it if we mill it over. Thankfully, we did not. Well, I guess they still have another go. Soul Guide Lantern. Sure. Okay, they would have had to draw another Archive Trap for it to, like, actually happen here. I'm just gonna get... Let's go Meticulous Archive. Keep Scalding Tarn on top. Cast this. Kill the crabs. Unless they have Force. I doubt they have Force, but they might. Okay, that's gonna make their Visions of Beyond worse as well. Okay, they mill us. That's a pretty heads up play because we had a land on top. And that's each opponent. I think we're just going to hold up Counterspell. If they got land, it's whatever. If they got land, we get milled for 3. And if they don't, we just Leyline Binding. Definitely need another land, though. Well, there are all of our One Rings. It's going to suck if they extirpate here. I guess this is how the music dies, chat. Because there's no way they don't. Yeah. It's all One Rings, baby. Good job. Yep. Heads up play from our opponent. At least I know they're not stream sniping because there's nobody in the stream. That was so upsetting. Well, I think the dream is dead, everyone. Not sure there's anything we can do here. Just gonna mill us, draw a card. All of our One Rings just gone. Oh well, it's perfectly fine. Deck felt really good. Really enjoyed it. It did stink that they surgicaled our One Ring when we had the other 3 in our hand. That was frustrating, but there's nothing you can really do about that. All in all, I'd say it was a good test stream. Really like how it went. Nice solid 4-1 record with blue-white control. And you guys should be seeing more of me when Modern Horizons 3 comes out. Definitely gonna test some of the stuff in there. Mostly blue-red stuff, maybe some stuff for burn. But yeah, that's all for me tonight. I'm gonna head out. Until next time, stay cool, everyone. Oh, and don't forget, if you haven't already, wishlist my game. There's links below in the description. Thank you, thank you.